How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to a special episode of Wicked New England. We're actually live here at the General Stanton Inn in Charlestown Beach, Rhode Island. So, very cool place. The owners have graciously allowed us access to pretty much the whole hotel in its entirety. We've been to the tunnels in the basement. We've also been to the attic tonight, as well as we'll be doing an investigation on both the top floor and the bottom floor as well. We'll be investigating all the spaces. Everything we can think of. We're going to be using all of our equipment, but just kind of give you a little bit of a rundown about it, about what kind of things have gone on here, what kind of history it has, what kind of past, to just kind of pump you guys up for the video, which will be dropping this Friday. So check it out now, listen to all the history, and then Friday you guys get to see the investigation video. So we're super excited about that. This is probably the biggest job we've ever done to date so far as a group. So we are super beyond jacked is the best way I can describe it. I have to just go over the top with that because it is that amazing for us. So super excited. Anthony, why don't you walk us through some of the history?
Well, some of the history on the inn itself. The General Stanton Inn first started receiving guests in 1740. Thank you, Andrew, making it one of the oldest inns in America. Throughout its history, the General Stanton has served as a gathering place, stagecoach stop, an old post road, on the old post road, an underground railroad safe house.
Let's think about that for a second, folks. Underground railroad, just putting that back in perspective. So we're talking pre-Civil War times, smuggling slaves to freedom. It's a very important place, very historic for the United States, obviously. George Washington also had cabinet meetings here, which obviously Anthony's going to touch base more on too as well. But just crazy historic place.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that this is pre-Revolutionary War, this is pre-United States.
Yeah.
These walls have been up for quite a while,
Pretty sacred if you ask me.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
It's also been an illicit gambling hall, a Prohibition era speakeasy.
Damn right.
For Black Island rum runners.
I mean, I had a few drinks tonight, but I mean, I would definitely have a drink here during Prohibition.
It must have been wild.
That's all I can say.
The tavern has adorned the original documents signed by 14 U.S. presidents, and in 2023, the inn was awarded the Colonial Restoration. Wait a minute. Awarded for the colonial restoration it underwent, and the General Stanton was named the best restaurant in southern Rhode Island.
And if that's something you're interested to see, I'm going to be taking all of those photos that I did take of the documents earlier this evening, and I'm going to be linking them on our Facebook group, Wicked New England. So if you're not a member of that yet, you might want to subscribe and join to that as well, because any pictures, things like that, I'll be uploading them there, so you get to see that extra content.
Now, as far as the Narragansett room, the dining room that we are in right now.
We are currently in, which, as you can kind of see, it's very historic, a nice old fireplace.
It's a little old.
Antique.
Back to 1667. The Narragansett National Gift, the Narragansett Nation gifted Thomas Stanton this early colonial dwelling for retrieving the princess who had been kidnapped by the notorious Menneson tribe, tribe, and taken to their village on Block Island. Stanton converted this room in 1690s into the first Native American schoolhouse in colonial America. The original wooden ceiling beams and fireplace this is basically the original ceiling and the original fireplace behind me, ladies and gentlemen.
With a beehive oven prominent in the dining room.
Yep. Now, as far as another room that we will be walking through, which is the Washington Cabinet Room, during the Revolutionary War, General Joseph Stanton met in this room with George Washington and Lafayette to plan the defense of Rhode Island against the British who had captured Newport. The inn and the Underground Railroad stopped in the 1840s and 1850s in this room. Features a hidden staircase. Escaped slaves used to invade. A hidden staircase. Escaped slaves used to evade slave hunters. The Roosevelt Dining Room, which is another room further up. President Theodore Roosevelt.
All these rooms, folks, you'll get to see during the investigation.
We're going to try to get...
I'm going to make sure that when we're investigating those rooms, we do call those out as well, so it makes sense. So you can recall to this podcast and you can know which rooms we're referring to.
Now, President Theodore Roosevelt, Chester B. Arthur, and George H.W. Bush dined here while vacationing in Charleston. In fact, President Bush was training as a pilot at the nearby Charleston Air Base during World War II. In the bedroom directly above the illegal roulette table was hidden in the ceiling and lowered each evening for gamblers who had come from around the country to race their horses at the Narragansett track in the 1890s.
Now, probably the next room is probably going to be my favorite, just because of what it delves into historically.
And just also, that was also the same George Bush that had another slight little mention in one of our podcasts for the cannibalism.
Yep.
The next room, of course, is the Prohibition Dining Room.
Because who doesn't love Prohibition?
Very interesting time in American
Anybody
history.
remember that Batch 19, that Prohibition Ale? That was actually really good. I don't know what happened to it. They stopped making it. But it came out for a while, like it got popular again or whatever, but it was called Batch 19. It was a Prohibition recipe ale.
Wow.
That they
I don't remember
they were
that.
selling it. Yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
a few years back. It wasn't bad.
During Prohibition in the early 1920s, this dining room was added to the inn to accommodate the influx of gangsters and gamblers who found safe haven here. Al Capone, John Rockefeller, Diamond Jim Brady, and the
Irreverent silent scream actress Tallulah Bankhead were among its noteworthy patrons who partied in Gatsby-like fashion into the wee hours. Today, this room is used to accommodate private functions and weddings. So it looks...
Fun fact, though, my dog's name is Tallulah. Not named after her. It was just a little fun fact for you guys.
Interesting.
Guest rooms. The inn has been completely restored. Each of the 14 bedrooms now has a private bathroom, beautifully tiled, featuring premium bath products. I can attest to that. I did urinate in a nice bathroom today. Guests sleep comfortably on a new Weston Heavenly bed mattress and luxurious linens. While most rooms have an old-fashioned colonial charm, we thought it important to introduce Wi-Fi and air conditioning to help relax guests. Worth noting, the older rooms do maintain their style and decor from the previous ages, as well as do not have televisions in them or refrigerators, things like that, giving it its old world charm and keeping that. All the modern amenities are featured here in this hotel, though, folks. So I definitely would advise you to check it out, because everything I've seen from this place so far tonight has been amazing. The accommodations are great. The people were warm and welcoming, willing to answer any questions we had, and not just because we're ghost hunting or something like that. They genuinely care about this place and wanted to have a conversation with us about it. So you could tell they're proud of it. And we're definitely enjoying being guests here as well.
It was absolutely amazing. Immediately after we checked in.
Oh,
is when it
absolutely.
started,
yeah.
Right? We got a full tour, basically.
They knew who we were.
They have been amazing, and I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah.
Please come check
And
it
the
out.
food's great too. So
food's great.
we had
Food's
some appetizers
fantastic.
in the bar and some drinks. I had a bourbon. I had a a double IPA that they featured on draft, which was great. The clam cakes were awesome. We had the beer cheese pretzel, which I definitely recommend that. The beer cheese is probably the best I've had anywhere. And I have the beer cheese pretzel pretty much everywhere I go, just because that's something I love. But the beer cheese here was great. So definitely try that. And you don't have to stay at the hotel either. It's a separate restaurant too, so you can always just come to the tavern and check that out. It's a pretty cool place to enjoy, because they let you walk around if you want, and you can check out some of this historic place, while you're just here enjoying a dinner.
It's really awesome, and I mean, just walking through these different rooms, I mean, seriously, if the walls could talk, there's so much history here.
We're gonna make them talk. we're gonna slap on those EVP recorders and see what we get out of there, folks. But I have a feeling tonight's gonna be eventful. I really hope it is. I'm gonna keep the optimism throughout the night, and we're just gonna see what we get. But really wanted to get you folks jazzed about this. That was a big part of this podcast. Is just, we've been told in the past too. Sometimes we don't have as much lead up as we should into an investigation. Well, that's why we're doing this. So the idea is you're gonna watch this on Wednesday, hopefully. And then on Friday, you're going to want to check out what all the hoopla was about. And you're going to watch the investigation video. Again, we couldn't be doing what we're doing without all you New England subscribers and followers. We appreciate all, everything you do for us. Every like, every comment, every share, every single one of those makes a difference for us. We're not even monetized yet, so let me say that. We're not doing this for the money. We're doing this because this is what we enjoy to do. It's what we love to do. We like checking out old, possibly haunted locations and, seeing what we get. We're going to keep doing it regardless, but we want you to keep coming along for the ride. So
now on to the weird stuff.
Let's get weird.
So after talking to the manager here for a while, she actually gave us a list of things that have happened during her time here. So some weird experiences. I've got mine. I'm all set. Thank you, though. So this is the first couple are actually her experiences. So on a Tuesday morning, while I was the only person on the property, I was walking through the west wing and heard a man sigh loudly behind me. I turned quickly, thinking someone had shown up to work early, but no one was there. The same day, I was walking from the kitchen into the bar as I passed the Narragansett room. I heard someone walking in there. I stopped, backed up, and looked in, only to see that no one was there. The second one is also from her. The day I was taking photographs to post online of our rooms in the inside of the house. I was upstairs, standing outside of room 7. That happens to be our room.
Yeah.
I was trying to take a picture of the hallway down to the fireplace and suddenly got an uncomfortable feeling like someone was upset or stressed out that I was taking pictures. It was uncomfortable enough that I stopped taking pictures and left to go back downstairs. I have not taken pictures upstairs of that area since. Now this one is from a guest in room 15. 2 ladies came to me at checkout stating they had weird occurrences in their room. The ladies stated that around 2:30 a.m. they heard a man and woman talking above their room, and then heard footsteps walking along as if above their ceiling. This is impossible, as there is no attic space and no one else on the property that night. The ladies stated that they heard it so clearly that they were about to call the police because they thought someone was outside. When they went outside to investigate, they found that no one was there. So now this is also from room 15 about 1 month later. 3 friends came to the front desk at checkout stating they had strange things happen in their room. One girl stated that around 2 to 3 a.m. she heard what sounded like someone jumping across the ceiling. She says she looked over at her friends in the other bed, and the friends were clearly asleep. The girl stated she tried to go back to sleep when the footsteps stopped, but then, she stated, it was as if someone leaned down right next to her face, and she heard someone whisper, "Let's go," in her ear.
Which room was that?
Same room, room 15.
It's worth noting, folks, too, that room does not have an attic. There's not a second floor above that room.
Yeah.
It is just a single floor.
And we're not going to quite be able to get over there tonight, but
that's okay. The girl stated that at this moment, she got up and turned on the bathroom light because she was scared. She did not want to wake her friends up. It was also mentioned that before they checked out of their room, all of the lights and the ceiling fan came on all at once, with the ceiling fan being placed on the highest level. Then another occurrence was one of my housekeepers came to me one day and stated that someone tapped on her shoulder in room 7, again, our room. At the same time, one of the lamps in room 6, which is the adjoining room, fell off its table. That's creepy, because that's our room.
Just a little bit.
yeah.
Pretty weird. So how does that make you guys feel?
I welcome the weird, personally. I really
mind it.
I want to catch something on film so bad. I don't care. I'll put myself in harm's way, I think, at this point, just to kind of experience it.
Fair enough.
Do I really want to get clawed or like something thrown at me? I guess not, but at the same time I do, because I just want to catch it. Maybe I'm just a sadist that way, but hey, man, bring it on.
Pretty cool stuff,
If you
though.
want to be a paranormal investigator, you got to get in the thick of it. You got to be willing to take it.
Yeah, and I think this counts as the thick of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say so. It's no Hockamock Swamp. No, I'm just kidding. This is awesome.
At least there's no coyotes, right, to chase us out.
Yeah.
No coyotes. So from a guest in room 2, a father and his 2 teenage sons stayed in room 2 as they were passing by from a fishing trip. The father told me in the morning at breakfast that when he got up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, there was a shadow person sitting on the side of the bed. He said the shadow seemed to be more of the size of a child, but both of his boys were sleeping. The shadow then got up and walked away into the wall near the fireplace, where it should be noted there used to be a door there.
Yeah, right now there's a big like armoire, if you will. But there was a door that accessed the stairwell, which leads up to the second floor, which is actually where we're staying. Now, we are going to explore that room as well, so you'll see that on camera for sure. And who knows, maybe we'll catch that shadow figure. We'd love to do that.
And then these are just a couple of things that we talked to the bartender about. So she had seen glasses being thrown, like glass cups being thrown to the ground, lights improperly working and being on the same circuit. So just imagine procedurally shutting off and turning back on.
In series. Yeah,
series.
one at a time, kind of going off or going on.
And then she also said that room 5 is always cold and always creepy. So,
which we got some vibes in there so far tonight as well.
We've also had a chance to speak to a couple of the other employees here, including one of the chefs that said, strangely, the gas burners have been turned off when he didn't have them turned off and had them pretty much full going.
Apparently there was a clock in the George Washington cabinet room as well that hasn't worked for years, but all of a sudden went off on its own as well.
With the chime.
With the chime, which can...
The chiming that...
You know, that could be creepy. You know, if you're... never heard that the whole time you've worked in a hotel and all of a sudden one day at a particular time it just goes off out of nowhere, it might set you off on edge.
now the story that I thought was really cool was one of the owners. We have lots of stories because everyone wanted to talk to us, which I am so thankful for.
Yes, everybody
It was
was
amazing. Everyone was very happy to talk to us, and it just made me feel so amazing that we got to talk to so many cool people.
Because usually people don't want to talk to us. They see us and they cross the street.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. They're like, what are those gremlins doing?
Wicked New England, that can't be safe.
You know, but I mean, it's kind of our fault. We're snapping down the streets. And anywho, she had talked about a little girl who was at the hotel. I don't know if she had relation to her. Came over after being near the Prohibition room and said, hey, we have to go look. You have to go look. They're dancing in there. And when they went over, there was obviously no one in there.
Straight up doing the Charleston, like old school dancing.
She described the Charleston.
This young child apparently described exactly them doing the old school 1920s Charleston dance.
And did I mention this property has its own cemetery right here on property?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a cool property.
How many
guys.
hotels got their own graveyard?
Probably one from...
So you'll see that in the video as well. We went and checked that out. I don't really know if we're going to get out there to investigate tonight or not. I might sneak out there to do like a little session. We'll see how it goes. But because we got a lot to bite off right now in this house, so we'll see. If we have enough time left over, I'm not opposed to going out back to the graveyard before dawn, getting some night shots out there. But we'll see. Anything else you guys want to bring in?
Honestly, I just want to say that this investigation is really cool to me because this is... It feels like a step up. It feels like we're taking on something that is bigger than what we've done before, and I'm happy that we're doing it all together.
Has also been featured on other TV shows as well.
Yes.
Notable enough of a location where other investigators have wanted to investigate this place. So that's also amazing. Also worth noting, it was actually our Christmas present from John.
Yeah.
Look at that. That was his Christmas present to the group, so he actually paid the freight on this and got us the investigation, so...
Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate that.
But, oh, yeah, by the way, Adam wasn't able to make it, so love you, bro. We hope to catch some cool stuff for you. And for ourselves.
Yeah. Sucks you weren't here, but you'll be on the next one.
Yeah.
Awkward.
You guys?
Awkward moment.
This just got awkward. Anything else, Anthony?
You know, for me, I'm just glad everybody was more than happy to talk to us, tell us their stories. The openness has been very welcoming, especially with people telling their stories. It's not really easy for some people to tell. Here, it was totally different. They're more than happy to talk about it. They're more than happy to explain to you the stories. They're more than happy to walk you around. So, I mean, yeah, it's been very interesting, and I'm looking forward to the evening.
Check out the tunnels in the video. Like, I almost want to do a whole video on just the tunnels if I could someday.
We might have to come back here and try that.
We'll see. Like, I'll sign whatever waiver they need me to sign because honestly, I just want to get down there and go and see.
They've been claimed to. They don't have an actual destination for all these tunnels.
They don't even know where they go.
They don't know where they go. They just know they go far. And I didn't take too. We didn't go too far in there, but
no, we just stayed in the
it's tempting.
Direct basement, and we just kind of saw it just let off.
Yeah.
You know.
And the only thing I want to mention in closing is just, reiterate again just how warm and inviting the staff and the management here was.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
really.
They've totally gone above and beyond in my eyes. Definitely recommend the General Stanton Inn if you're ever looking for a place that's got some historic value to it. Even if you're not looking for something haunted, I'm sure there's something here you're going to enjoy. There's tons of historic documents, paintings, and so forth on the walls all around this place. Lots of stories to tell. There's little plaques in each room that kind of give you the story of the room. Check it out, and not only that, it was a beautiful drive in. We took the back roads, not the highway, and it was just, especially at fall time, nothing but, the change in leaves and, trees and so forth. It was a really cool ride in. Lots of twist backs. If you're on a motorcycle, this would definitely be a good place to ride to. Definitely some good roads there. But no, come check it out. Staff, like I said, it's been super great with us. Went above and beyond as far as I'm concerned. The only thing we're not allowed to do, which we don't do anyway, was we got told we couldn't do a seance and we couldn't use a Ouija board, which that's not something we're really into. Either way, but if that's your only restriction, I mean, that's, more than accommodating for, like, I would say 97% of the ghost hunters out there, and at the end of this, I really hope you folks enjoy the video, definitely going to call it a labor of love, if you will, because we're going to put everything we got into making this for you, so I hope that translates onto the camera, and please keep sharing it with your friends, and like and subscribe. We appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Later.